John adjusted his seatbelt and let out a relieved sigh. He had just executed the perfect mid-flight maneuver, switching from his cramped middle seat to a luxurious aisle spot. More legroom, quick bathroom access, and best of all, no elbow battles with a snoring businessman. That relief lasted exactly 10 seconds. From across the row, an exotic-looking woman with shimmering blue skin and silver eyes turned toward him. She blinked once, twice, then let out a sharp, delighted gasp. Before John could react, she stood up. "Oh no," he muttered. She was stunning, but not in the regular hot way. More in the otherworldly, this chick probably has diplomatic immunity and a personal death squad way. Her long, sleek black hair shifted like silk, and her dress, if it could even be called that, clung to her like it had ulterior motives. By the sacred seats of Xyphoria. Her voice dripped with something John could only describe as dangerously sultry enthusiasm. She stepped toward him, and John instinctively shrank into his seat. Hi. Her fingers, which, holy hell, had tiny glowing runes on them, touched his shoulder. The air around them vibrated. Passengers in nearby rows exchanged knowing glances. The snoring businessman? Wide awake now. John gulped. "Listen, if this is about me switching seats, I can move back." She gasped again, clutching her chest like he'd just whispered sweet intergalactic nothings. "You honor me with such humility." "Wait. No. I think you." But it was too late. She turned to the flight attendant, a four-armed, insectoid being whose vest read Galactic Unity Airlines, "If it flies, we fly it," and declared, "Bear witness. The human has accepted my proposal." The entire cabin erupted. Cheers. Claps. Someone threw confetti. Where the hell did they even get that? A heavily armored lizard man in the next row stood up and saluted. John's stomach dropped. What? The flight attendant, clearly unfazed, tapped their comm captain. "We have a confirmed interspecies engagement on board. Should we prepare the unity vows?" John grabbed the alien woman's hands, trying to look as non-threatening as possible while also attempting to reclaim control over his rapidly spiraling reality. "Hey, miss, what's your name?" "Princess Zella, future Empress of the Celestial Sapphire Throne, Keeper of the Lunar Flames, N." Cool, yeah, okay, Zella, listen. There's been a mistake." She tilted her head. "You switched seats." "Right, but that's not. That is the sacred proposal of Xyphoria 7. "It is?" "Yes." "Like, officially? Would I be demanding consummation rights if it were not?" John choked on absolutely nothing. "The what now?" She leaned closer, breath warm against his ear. "By custom, the bonding must be fulfilled before we reach our destination. The moment we land, we are one in body, mind, and duty." John was 90% sure his soul left his body. Okay, he whispered, forcing a calm smile as the lizard man started filming. "Let's not be hasty. I mean, what happens if I, don't fulfill this bonding thing?" The cabin fell silent. The flight attendant gave him a sympathetic look. "Oh, sweetheart." John's stomach twisted. "What?" Zella's eyes glowed. "If the vows are broken, the dishonored party must be purged." Purged? Like, legally? Zella's expression turned deadly serious. "No. Literally." John turned to the flight attendant, hopeful. "She's kidding, right?" The flight attendant did not blink. "Sir, I once saw a Xyphorian widow vaporize her husband with a kiss at a gate check-in." John's vision blurred. "Now," Zella purred, gripping his wrist just tight enough to remind him she was probably much stronger than him, "let us discuss our wedding night." John let out a weak, broken laugh. "Oh, yeah. Let's discuss." John sat frozen, mentally replaying the last 5 minutes like a glitching simulation. The passengers still whispered, some sneaking amused glances. The lizard man nodded approvingly, still recording. The flight attendant handed Zella a marriage pact declaration form, standard issue, apparently. Just sign here, the insectoid attendant chirped, extending a stylus. John forced a smile, the kind people made before impending doom. So, crazy idea, what if I just, don't sign? Zella's smile remained, but there was a shift. Something behind her silver eyes flickered. Amusement? Challenge? Hunger? The bond is already sealed, she said smoothly. Signing is merely a formality. John wiped his palms on his jeans. Right. So, let's say I disagree with that. The lizard man snorted. Then she has the right to duel you. John's laugh came out shakier than intended. Ha! Duel! Like, legally? The lizard man grinned, revealing way too many sharp teeth. No. Literally. Zella tilted her head, considering him. You seem hesitant. Oh, do I? John said, voice cracking. She draped herself into the seat beside him, her presence too much, too close. You're overwhelmed. I understand. Many human males experience momentary performance anxiety before fulfilling their duties. John choked on air. That is not, hold on, fulfilling duties? Zella traced a single glowing rune on his forearm, her touch sending unwanted shivers through his nerves. Do not worry. I shall be patient, my mate. Okay, so, quick question, you keep saying mate like it's a done deal, but isn't marriage usually a choice? Zella laughed, a sound too dangerously sensual for John's liking. Of course. You chose the seat. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Stared. That isn't how marriage works. Zella blinked. For Zyphorians, it is. John ran both hands through his hair. Jesus. I just wanted more legroom. Zella's expression darkened. You mock the sacred vows? Oh, not at all. I love sacred vows. Love 'em. Big fan. Just, usually involves less potential murder. She studied him, then sighed, tone shifting to patient but firm. You are human. I expected, confusion. John perked up. Yes. Confusion. That's me. Very confused. So confused I should probably get off with a warning? Her lips curled. That would be dishonorable. But, she exhaled, as if tolerating an adorable but dense pet. I shall ease your nerves before the bonding. It is only fair. John wasn't sure what that meant, but he knew it couldn't be good. She tapped her wristband, and a holographic menu materialized. With an elegant flick, she scrolled through what suspiciously looked like a wedding registry. I will allow you to select the environment, she said graciously. John squinted. Environment for what? Our consummation chamber, of course. His brain blue-screened. Our what? She turned the screen toward him. We have multiple options. The Royal Lunar Oasis is a favorite among newlyweds. Gravity there enhances stamina. John fought the urge to scream into his tray table. Oh, good. That's exactly what I was worried about. Or, Zella scrolled. The Fire Falls of Skor, a traditional bonding ground. Lava flows enhance circulation, ensuring. Hard pass, John blurted. She pouted. You do not wish to ignite our passion? I'd prefer not to literally ignite, thanks. She hummed, then gasped. Ah. The Nebula Silk Pavilion. The pheromone fields there will heighten your receptivity. John shot up. Nope. I'm good. Thanks. Appreciate the effort, really. Zella smirked. Then you shall let me decide? His panic spiked. She tapped the screen decisively. Nebula Pavilion it is. John slumped in existential horror. The lizard man clapped him on the back. Good choice, human. You'll need all the help you can get. John wheezed. This is not happening. Zella purred, pressing closer. Oh, my mate, it very much is. John's brain was running on fumes, desperately searching for an exit strategy. The problem? Every logical path led to the same conclusion: he was utterly screwed, possibly in more ways than one. Zella leaned in, tracing lazy circles on his forearm. You tremble, my mate. Do not worry. I will guide you. John fought the urge to launch himself out the emergency exit. That's great, really. Super generous. But hear me out, what if we just didn't? Zella's playful smirk didn't falter, but her grip tightened. Not painfully, but firm enough to remind him that she was very capable of enforcing this marriage by sheer strength alone. That is not an option. John exhaled, attempting diplomacy. Okay, so let's compromise. What if? Zella's eyes glowed slightly. Humans love negotiations. Very well. I will make one concession. John perked up. Yes. Good. I love concessions. She nodded solemnly. I will allow you to decide who mounts whom. John made a sound that was not humanly possible. The lizard man choked on his drink. The flight attendant looked mildly impressed. What? That's not what I meant. Zella frowned. You find this unsatisfactory? John rubbed his temples. I find everything about this unsatisfactory. She sighed, as if he was being unreasonably difficult. You hesitate, yet your body betrays you. John recoiled. Excuse me? She gestured toward his arm, where her glowing runes had left a faint, pulsing mark. He stared. What is that? The bonding seal, she said, pleased. Your skin accepts me. Soon, the rest of you will follow. John's entire soul attempted to yeet itself into the void. That is the worst sentence I have ever heard. Zella tilted her head, studying his reaction. Then her expression softened, as if she'd finally realized the problem. Oh, my poor mate. Her fingers brushed his cheek, and against all logic, it was weirdly soothing. I did not consider your fragile human heart. You are overwhelmed. John nodded aggressively. Yes. Very overwhelmed. Super overwhelmed. Probably need years to recover. She smiled. Then I shall ease you into it. He stiffened. What does that mean? Zella turned to the flight attendant. Bring the pre-bonding enhancement kit. John's stomach dropped into his shoes. The flight attendant clapped their hands. Oh. Would you like the standard kit or the Extreme Passion Edition? Neither. John yelped. I'd like the no thank you, please don't touch me edition. Zella chuckled, her amusement entirely at his expense. You are delightful. The flight attendant tapped their comm captain. We're gonna need an Aeros class package on standby for the groom. Copy that, a deep voice replied. Does he need stamina boosters? John freaking blacked out for half a second. I will sue this airline. Zella stroked his arm absently. Do not fret, my love. Once we reach the Nebula Pavilion, your resistance will melt away. John wheezed. That is not comforting. She tapped her chin. Perhaps you require incentive? John's gut screamed this is a trap. Nope. No incentive needed. I'm good. Too late. Zella stood, raising her voice. To honor my mate's bravery, I shall grant him a wedding gift. The cabin erupted in cheers. John slumped. He was going to die. John barely had time to process the sheer onslaught of insanity before Zella turned to him with dangerous excitement. A wedding gift should reflect the desires of one's mate, she declared. John's survival instincts screamed. That is completely unnecessary. Zella ignored him, already scrolling through an intergalactic shopping interface that projected options in glowing holograms. The lizard man leaned over. Choose wisely, human. A Zyphorian bride's first gift sets the tone for the marriage. John exhaled. What happens if I say I don't want a gift? The lizard man grinned. Then she will assume your true desire is her unyielding devotion and respond accordingly. John paled. What does accordingly mean? The flight attendant handed him a pamphlet. Sci-Fi devotion, a lifelong commitment to your every need. He skimmed the contents in growing horror. Is this a worship contract? Essentially, the attendant confirmed. She would dedicate her existence to your pleasure. John's brain short-circuited. That is too much power for a man who just wanted extra legroom. Zella glanced up from her shopping. You are still deciding? John panicked. Yes. But, what would you pick? Her silver eyes gleamed. I would choose something practical. John latched onto that like a lifeline. Yes. Practical. I love practical. She tapped the screen, and the projection expanded to reveal a massive, armored war beast. John's soul left his body. That is a tank with legs. A traditional war steed, Zella corrected. It will accompany you into battle. John pinched the bridge of his nose. I'm not in a battle. Zella smiled. Oh, my love. You soon will be. John's stomach dropped. Why? The flight attendant cleared their throat. We've entered the Sci-Fi jurisdiction. The formal claim challenge process has begun. John felt the blood drain from his face. The what? Zella stretched, rolling her shoulders. It is custom. Suitors who wish to challenge my bond must do so before the wedding is consummated. John swayed. How many suitors are we talking about? Zella pondered. Perhaps 40? Maybe 60? John felt like his soul had been yeeted into another dimension. 60? As in 60? She smiled. Do not worry. I shall handle the first wave. John wanted to scream. There are waves. The flight attendant handed him another pamphlet. Sci-Fi Combat Matrimony, How to Prove Your Worth in Battle. John read exactly 2 sentences before blacking out for real this time.